The stars stretched endlessly outside the view screen of the Odyssey Dawn. A human exploration vessel drifting through the quiet darkness. Inside, the crew moved with practiced efficiency, their voices calm over the hum of engines. Captain Laura Holt sat in her command chair, her sharp eyes scanning the latest navigation reports. She was a woman of steady nerves, known for making tough calls without hesitation. Beside her, Commander Ryan Cole leaned over the tactical display, his face set in its usual frown. He had seen too many battles to trust the unknown. At the science station, Dr. Ethan Shaw adjusted his glasses, studying the faint signal that had just appeared on his screen. His fingers moved quickly, filtering out static. "Captain," he said, "we're picking up something unusual." Laura turned toward him. "What is it?" "A distress signal," Ethan replied. "Weak, but repeating. It's coming from an uncharted system near the Kuiper Belt." Ryan crossed his arms. "We're weeks off our planned route. Could be pirates, or worse." Laura considered this. Distress calls in deep space were re-ran dangerous. Most ships knew better than to wander into the void unprepared, but something about this signal felt different. "Can we translate it?" she asked. Ethan shook his head. "It's not in any known language, but the pattern suggests urgency. Whoever sent it is desperate." Ryan's jaw tightened. "Or setting a trap." Laura exhaled slowly. She knew the risks. The Odyssey Dawn was a science vessel, not a warship. If they walked into an ambush, they wouldn't last long. But the thought of ignoring a plea for help sat heavy in her chest. "If this were us," she said, "wouldn't we hope someone would answer?" Ryan met her gaze. "We're not the galaxy's guardians, Captain." "No," Laura agreed. "But we're not cowards either." A silence settled over the bridge. The crew waited, watching their captain. Finally, Laura made her decision. "Set a new course. We're checking it out." Ryan didn't argue, but his expression made his disapproval clear. Ethan, on the other hand, looked almost excited. First contact had always been his dream. As the ship adjusted its trajectory, Laura stared at the distant stars. She wondered what Tor, who was waiting for them. The Odyssey Dawn sped toward the unknown. The Odyssey Dawn dropped out of faster-than-light travel with a shudder. Before them floated the source of the distress signal, a massive broken ship, its dark hull torn open like a gutted animal. Jagged metal twisted outward from the wounds, and debris drifted silently in the cold void. Laura gripped the arms of her chair. Full scan. "I want to know what happened here." Ethan's fingers flew over his console. No energy signatures. No life signs. Just wreckage. Ryan didn't relax. No signs doesn't mean safe. Could be hostiles hiding in the dark. Laura nodded. "Then we go in prepared. Mia, take Briggs, and 2 others. Full armor, weapons hot." Sergeant Mia Reeves was already moving before Laura finished speaking. She was a woman built for war-muscled, scarred, and utterly without fear. Behind her, Lieutenant Kyle Briggs adjusted his helmet with nervous hands. He was an engineer, not a soldier, but his skills might be needed inside the wreck. The boarding pod launched with a quiet hiss, carrying the team across the empty space between ships. The derelict loomed larger as they approached, its shattered hull swallowing them whole. Inside, the darkness was absolute until their helmet lights flicked on. The beams cut through swirling dust, revealing corridors scorched black. Strange web-like growths clung to the walls, pulsing faintly as if alive. Mia raised her rifle. "Stay sharp. This place isn't dead yet." Kyle swallowed hard but followed as the team advanced. His scanner beeped softly. "Captain, you seeing this? The composition of this ship is not entirely metal. Parts of it look grown, not built." Laura's voice crackled over the cum. "Explain." "I don't know how, but some of these structures are organic, like bone or chitin, and the energy readings. They match old Earth's biotech experiments. The kind banned after the Geneva Accords." Ryan's voice cut in. "Told you this was a bad idea." Before Laura could respond, Mia hissed, "Movement, 11 o'clock." The team spun, weapons ready. From the shadows, a figure stumbled forward, humanoid, but wrong. Its skin was too pale, stretched thin over sharp bones. Gasping before them, gasping. A woman. Her eyes focused on them, wide with disbelief. She spoke in a voice like broken glass. "You came, but you are..." From the death world, y'all took an involuntary step back. Mia didn't lower her rifle. Laura's voice was steady. Who are you? The woman coughed, dark fluid staining her lips. Alina, ... My name is Alina. And you? You shouldn't be here. Behind them, the web-like growths on the walls began to glow. The glowing webs pulsed faster, casting eerie blue light across the ruined corridor. Alina struggled to stand, her thin frame shaking. Mia kept her rifle aimed but didn't fire. Laura's voice came through the cum. Alina, what happened here? Alina coughed again, wiping dark fluid from her mouth. They came. It's from the dark between stars. The swarm, they don't speak. They only take. Kyle adjusted his scanner. Captain, she's telling the truth about one thing: this ship has human DNA markers. Old. Really old. Ryan's voice crackled with static. That's impossible. No human colony ship was ever this far out. Lena's laugh sounded broken. Not colony. Prison. She pointed at the glowing webs. They made us. Changed us. Some became queens. Most became other things. Mia's grip tightened on her rifle. You expect us to believe humans did this to humans? Before Alina could answer, the ship shuddered. A deep, vibrating hum filled the air. Kyle's scanner screamed a warning. Movement everywhere. The walls seemed to ripple. Sections of the organic metal split open, revealing dark holes. From them poured creatures humanoid but twisted, their limbs too long, their mouths too wide. They moved in perfect silence. Alina shouted, "Run! They're coming!" Mia fired first. Rifle rounds tore through the lead creatures, but more kept coming. The team fell back, firing as they moved. Kyle grabbed Elena's arm, dragging her with them. Laura's voice was urgent. Fall back to the pod now. They sprinted through the twisting corridors, the creatures closed behind. The things didn't scream or shout, just ran with terrible purpose. As they reached the airlock, Alina suddenly pulled free. No, you don't understand. She pointed at the approaching horde. They're not attacking you. They're hurting you. Mia shoved Alina toward the pod. Move or die! They tumbled inside just as the first creatures reached the airlock. Kyle slammed the door shut as claws scraped against metal. The pod detached with a jolt. Back on the Odyssey Dawn, Laura watched the view screen. The derelict ship now swarmed with movement, hundreds of the creatures crawling across its surface. Lena collapsed to her knees on the bridge. They used the distress call to bring ships, to bring food. Ryan turned to Laura. We need to leave now. Lena looked up, her eyes desperate. You can't. They've already marked you. They'll follow. They always follow. Outside, the creatures stopped moving. As one, they turned toward the Odyssey Dawn. The bridge fell silent as every screen showed the same terrible sight. Hundreds of pale figures standing perfectly still, all facing the Odyssey Dawn. Their blank eyes seemed to stare right through the ship's hull. Engines at full power, Laura ordered, her voice tight. Get us out of here. The ship shuddered as the engines roared to life. But before they could move, Alina grabbed Laura's arm. Wait, they'll just follow. We have to fight. Ryan shoved Alina away. Fight what? There's hundreds of them. Lena's eyes burned with sudden intensity. I can stop them. I'm connected to them, but I need to be close. Kyle looked up from his console, face pale. Captain, they're moving. They're coming toward us. On screen, the creatures began leaping through space, like they were swimming in air. Their two long limbs stretching toward the ship. Laura made her decision fast. Mia, take Alina to airlock 3. Kyle rigged the emergency thrusters to overload. We'll blast them when they get close. Mia didn't hesitate. She grabbed Alina and ran. Kyle's hands flew over the engineering controls. It'll take 5 minutes to set up. Make it 3, Laura said. The ship shook as the first creatures landed on the hull. Alarms blared as clawed hands began tearing at the outer hatches. Down in the airlock corridor, Mia and Elena reached their position. Through the small window, they could see dozens of the creatures crawling toward them. Elena placed her hands against the cold metal door. When I do this, ... it will hurt them. But it will hurt me too. Mia checked her rifle. Do it. Alina closed her eyes. A strange hum filled the air. Outside, the creatures suddenly froze. Then they began twitching violently, like puppets with cut strings. Some fell away from the ship, floating lifelessly in space. But blood began trickling from Elena's nose. She gasped, but didn't stop. On the bridge, Laura watched in amazement as the attacking creatures fell away. Kyle, now? The engineer hit the final command, firing in 3.2. With a massive burst of light, the Odyssey Dawn's emergency thrusters exploded outward, vaporizing the remaining creatures in a wave of fire. The ship lurched violently. Lights flickered. Then, silence. Laura let out a slow breath. Report. Kyle scanned the area. No movement, no life signs except ours. A crackling voice came over the com. Mia, Captain. You need to get down here. It's Alina. She's not good. Laura ran. Laura sprinted through the shaking corridors of the Odyssey Dawn, her boots pounding against the metal floors. The emergency lights cast long shadows as she rounded the final corner to airlock. 3. What she saw there made her heart stop. Alina lay slumped against the wall, her skin gone ghostly white. Dark blood stained her lips and shirt. Mia knelt beside her, pressing a medical pad against Alina's chest. But the device kept flashing red, warning of catastrophic organ failure. Laura dropped to her knees. Alina, hold on. We'll get you to medbay. Alina's hand, cold and trembling, grabbed Laura's wrist. No time, she whispered. Her breath came in ragged gasps. Listen, Swarm isn't gone. Only sleeping. They'll come again. Kyle arrived, panting, his scanner already out. He took one look at Alina, and his face fell. Captain, her cells are breaking down. Nothing we can do. Alina coughed, more blood appearing at the corner of her mouth. Told you, it would cost me. She reached inside her torn shirt and pulled out a small data crystal. Take this. Everything we were, everything they made us into, It's all here. Laura took the crystal, feeling its strange warmth. Who were you really? Alina's eyes grew distant. We were the first. When Earth sent ships to the stars, one carried. Not colonists, prisoners, the worst of humanity. A weak smile. They thought space would be our punishment instead. It changed us. The ship's intercom crackled. Ryan's voice was tense. Captain, we've got a problem. Long-range sensors are picking up movement. A lot of it. Alina's grip tightened. They're waking up. You have to go now. Laura stood. Decision made. What? Mia, get her to medbay anyway. Try everything, Kyle, with me. Back on the bridge, the main screen showed the terrible truth. The derelict ship they'd left behind was moving. Tendrils of organic metal stretched out like waking fingers. Ryan didn't look away from the screen. Can't fight that. Laura sat in her chair, the data crystal heavy in her hand. We're not going to fight. We're going to run. And then we're going to warn Earth. The Odyssey Dawn turned away from the nightmare unfolding behind them and jumped to faster-than-light speed. The stars blurred. In medbay, Alina lay still on the bed, her breathing shallow. The machines around her beeped weakly. Mia stood guard, though she knew it was useless. Alina's eyes opened one last time. Will you, remember us? Mia nodded. We'll make sure everyone remembers. Alina smiled. Then she was gone. Weeks later, the Odyssey Dawn returned to Earth. Military ships surrounded them the moment they entered the solar system. Scientists and generals demanded answers. Laura stood before Earth's leaders, the data crystal glowing in its display case. We thought we were saving aliens, she said. Turns out we were saving ourselves from our own past. The room fell silent as the first images from the crystal appeared. Records of terrible experiments. Of humans changed into monsters. Of warnings ignored. That night, Laura stood on the observation deck, watching Earth turn below. Ryan joined her, uncharacteristically quiet. Think they'll listen? He asked. Laura sighed. They have to. Because Alina was right. The swarm will come again. She touched the glass, and next time Earth will be ready. Far away, in the dark between stars, something ancient and hungry stirred.